let's get this Go stream started. Let's see. Oh. There's a challenge I can accept.
Game started.
That's with the time control I'm looking for. And let's do this approach. Maybe I should have, not sure if I should have been there first. Does this transpose into something, I wonder? Okay, I think it just transposes here. Is one more correct? I don't remember. Let's do one more. And now let's play on the top side. Do I have to do anything about that? Is there a ladder here? Because I'd love to play on this side, or here even. Is this one fine? Is that one okay? There is some weakness here in back's position. And now how much is this thickness with this? here. Is this slow or is it, or is something around here necessary? And if I play here, maybe there's a net as well. Let's play here. Okay, well that's certainly a vital point to this shape. I think this one is... Well, let's see. If black wants to peep, I would want to be... I would want to have a case where I wouldn't have to respond to it. Now maybe something like this is reasonable. I'm not sure if I'll have to sacrifice these, or at least let them be cut off, but maybe it's just fine. Now there's a snapback here. So with this, it's... Well, I'll fight these stones. They'll have to run out, and these stones, maybe it's easier to get them somewhere. Now, typically you'll play from the weaker side if you're trying to... Actually, am I understanding that expression right? What I'd like to do is establish this side. And okay, okay. Is that? Like, one thing would be a cutting point here, say. I wonder if now would be either too early to cut or... Now, especially after that, black really ought to run out here. Okay, okay. So, how should I play over here? Suppose I play on this side, even let black capture this stone. Well, black would want to play there, rather. and I just try to engulf black on the other side, perhaps. Now maybe it would become something like trading these here for here. Maybe I try peeping here, and I can fight to try to run out with these. Well, is white a little busy here? I want to do something on this side, and I want to run out with these if I can. Maybe I just sacrifice them after all. Okay, well, maybe that's... I think maybe that's not the best locally. I think black's trying to ensure this is fine. Well, maybe I like giving these up already anyways then. Okay. Is this the time to spend time thinking and trying to solve something over here? Now, if black just connects, is this a case where this isn't actually all that good for white? Well, one thing I'm kind of sure is I don't think black... Maybe it feels bad for black to put another move in here. So I'd like to go over here, and maybe I can return to it. Yeah, let's see if I can make this group relatively strong. Play from this side, roughly. Is this reasonable? I wonder about... Does it even make sense to call something like this a capping move if it's, I guess, parallel to the edge of the board? I wonder. Well, I think here might be annoying. Let's do here. Okay. There's no way that's good, right? Or there's no way that actually works if there's a follow-up. This, well, there's a net anyways, right? If not that, a ladder would run into black's corner. Is this fine? Also, I wonder if I can get away with a wider extension, if that's possible. Maybe. Is this one fine? Uh, Maybe that has some problems with H8, say. Uh, and maybe G9. Now, does this pose problems if for white, depending on black's response? Maybe I'll just go with this. And maybe, maybe I should have just done that in the first place. Would it? Let's see. Yeah, maybe. Should I try like this? Well, I think maybe the critical thing is to strengthen these stones. If I tried that one, yeah, I need to pay attention to my time here. Let's see if, well, maybe I get into trouble here. Is this one fine? Okay, maybe something like this now is the most sensible. I think maybe I do need to respond to that on this side. Okay. As far as weak groups goes, I've got this, well, I've got this group. Now this group is, well, basically, assuming it captures this, it's going to be just fine, which is probably the case. I wonder, maybe O5 is a valuable move. Well, at some point. Okay. Now this, now that would be no good. So this one then. The person I'm playing is telling me well, not telling about in terms of detail, but telling of, I might say, uh, a teacher they have that streams, Benkyo Baruk. Uh, guess I'll check them out, because maybe this is not great. It sort of depends on getting a good result against these, maybe? I wonder. Okay, now that's... Well, I think this makes sense then, anyways. I derped up, I'm not paying attention. Well, I guess I'll take this then, and lose that, and... Well, that's not ideal. I guess this maybe is the most sensible. Would B12 be sufficient to... run out this way? Maybe. I mean, there's a snapback if those were to be taken. No, let's try it. Let's keep getting... Is peeping here any good? Is cutting right here? Well, cutting is not gonna... So the peeping is maybe... Okay, let's do this one. Now that is... Maybe this gets cut off, yeah. And this is a ko that's a problem for white. Because, well, basically, there's no move I can make that will be bigger than this, as far as I can tell.
Black wins.
Yeah, okay. Uh, yeah. Saying how I get myself into trouble when I'm doing things other than focusing on the game. Okay, that was fairly fine. Okay, it did want backing up, rather. Okay. Yeah, this fight ended up being more trouble than it was worth. Okay, playing down here was... Now, I guess allowing black this with my... sort of with tempo, it's that I'm moving, inducing black into it, is probably that's what's bad. And then there's important. Yeah, AI is screaming that this is really important. Okay. Yeah, and that was not great after all. It was sort of acceptable. But again, it's trouble here. And then connect it, making sure it's connected up. Yep, okay. Yeah. This was important. Yeah. And this wasn't, again, this wasn't the best way to go about this. Yeah, and that was no good. Yes, so I did get myself into trouble. And I need to not be afraid about, let's say, squeeze it. Well, actually, don't forget that this isn't... I was thinking there was a squeeze here, but I was... But I can do that and not have two... I don't know what I was thinking. I was clearly distracted, which is fun. Yeah, there. Yeah, and this was obviously no good. Yeah, basically I have to allow that. Things like this, even though says that's best, things like this give a much better score than that. Well, yeah, that was a total collapse. And here was more important again. Yeah, that was no good after all. And then, yeah, there's co-fighting. Suppose black takes this, then this isn't even that big as far as... It's not that urgent, apparently, after this stone is captured. Well, anyways. Let's go to the next game. Well, you know what they say. Lose 100 games as quickly as you can. That's it, right? I wonder if I'm over 100 now. Well, maybe I've played over 100 games, but probably I haven't lost over 100 games.
Game started.
Okay. A 7 cube. I do like 3-4 points with black. Yeah, I'll go ahead and kick and extend. And I'd like to make a 3-3 invasion. Is that a little bit close? Maybe at this level it's not even a big difference, I don't know, but I thought usually the extensions from that are a bit bigger. And maybe there's Drisecki. Well, I know there are definitely circumstances where you've got a too high wall, say you've been kicked, and you make a 3-space jump. Now that one. Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how to abuse this. This is old Drisecki. This is pre AI. I'm trying to remember how much black has to extend by. But this isn't thickness right now very much. And especially since I already have a position on this corner, probably I can. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure 3 is plenty. Then I can definitely make an approaching move somewhere around the middle of the top side here. Can I do it even this close, I wonder? Let's even try it this close. Maybe I get, well, it's not getting myself into trouble the same way I got into trouble last game. I don't know if it's too close. The fact that I have a position in this corner makes me want to do that. So what if, let's see, suppose I play on top of this and then peep and then, well, it's not like I know what I'm doing by any measure, but, well, okay, I say that in the sense that I don't know what I'm doing because I haven't actually really played against this. I've seen some ideas about how to play against it. Now, if I get this sort of shape, it's a bit, the shape's a bit ugly, then white has some cutting points, and then, but maybe it's solid enough and peeping there maybe it's good. Again, I think now maybe this extension is actually, I know this, if you cover, I I need to actually study what this kind of thing is supposed to be like, because I think this makes sense. Okay. Now white's playing on top here. I'm not going to go for a ko, and I'm not going to give white a panuki by just playing away right away, because I'm pretty sure I've learned that's bad. Let's peep here, I suppose. And I wonder if cut, well, if I were to just cut, maybe there'd be a net and maybe there'd be a squeeze, but I don't know. And, well, again, because I'm streaming, it's how much time should I spend calculating? Well, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm trying to remember. Is cutting here, is it critical enough? Or should I be doing something else in response to that attachment? I'd like to cut. If it means I can, well, if it means I can have fewer groups in trouble in white, I'd very much like to. Now this sort of thing, I wonder. And well, the thing is with this sort of wall, is that white would love to get, you know, a big extension from that. Well, certainly that's not the case here. So maybe I can just sacrifice this stone and white gets a little bit, but not as much as maybe they should have for my taking the corner. Maybe. Now, yeah, supposing white cuts there, then what would be, well, what would be the proper way to play this? Let's see. If I do play out like this, is it, am I letting white consolidate in some manner that's that I should be doing something else? Now maybe this feels like good shape. Now there's a potential eye here, and if black goes first, I think black should be able to establish an eye down here. But if I'm running out at the same time, maybe that's good. I hope. Suppose I did this one as well. Now, does that warrant, say, a particular response from white? That would... well, let's go with this one, I think. Yeah.
Undo requested.
Oh, they did an undo request, but I moved right away because... well, anyways. Now, maybe something... it's possible that... well, I'm not sure if there's still an I here. Now... does... okay. Well, that's, well, fair enough. Now, is there a good way for black to jump out here? Well, also there's plays under here, right? If I play this, it is pretty important for white to consolidate there, yes? Wonder if... yeah, maybe white gets into trouble somehow. Now I have a lot of corner... well, maybe they're small in some cases, but I'm in the corners, and right, white doesn't have... well, this is likely to be something, say. Maybe I can invade it later. And this is probably... let's... maybe this will be something, and this, and maybe this is... okay, so... if I jump here, is that just fine? Let's jump here. I wonder also if... well, if white peeps from... well, suppose white peeps on this side, I think... would K14 be any good? Now that's... okay. Okay. Now, what is the best way to pressure this while running out? This move maybe looks appealing to me. White plays there. Then... Maybe this one. Now, I have no real understanding of how to gauge this fighting, let's say. What if I make a ko here and can I win a ko fight? Is it, well, if I do this, maybe things are a bit awkward. Well, maybe there's still, I think maybe I can win a ko fight. I think white has a lot of some scatter stuff, and I'm a bit more solid, I think. So I'm willing to go in for a ko fight here. I suppose. And maybe it's even possible that I could take steps in cutting and win again. I don't know how to judge that. Well, I'd have to be able to count ko threats and judge the sizes of ko threats, and everything's complicated, really. Okay, now that's something. I can take this, and then there's that, and then, well, suppose I take this. I don't know if that's actually a good move or not. And then which cut would be best? And again, how do you tell? Suppose I played here. Now, I'm gonna play here. This is gonna be probably complicated. When you're learning a new skill, or when you're improving a skill, there's something called the proximal zone of development. where you're doing something that's just at the edge or beyond the edge, say, of your capacity. Well, if something's too far beyond your capacity, you can't you don't really learn it very well. Okay, white connects. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now I can play over here and it hmm, I don't know if that idea is any good or not. Everything's complicated. Um, I wonder how that relates. Uh, let's see. I wonder if I can have an example. Uh, let's see. Although, because I cut from that side, and maybe it was more critical over here. Okay, now that's interesting. That, uh, let's see here. Suppose I played this. Well, maybe I play this, and then I wonder if cutting there is any good. And I'd like to play something like that, of course, as well. And maybe, is there any way to make that work out well? Uh, Now, if I did this sort of thing, that would be, will this work? And maybe it dies anyways, but maybe it's a throw in more stone and sacrifice it. And maybe this gets in trouble. Although again, there's still some things I can try around there. Let's see what's up. Of course, if white extends and black extends and gets trapped in, it's okay. Well, I'll cut here. This seems now I think it was important for white to extend again, maybe. I think this is going to be okay. This is it a trade here? Is this a big trade? Is that what this is? And maybe I can return to this side. Maybe it's... I kind of like where this is going, I think. And I think... Well, okay. I definitely shouldn't beat myself up about... That's a weird phrase, beat yourself up. Well, that's a tangent. Okay, I'll say it like this. When you're improving at something difficult, I say you constantly embarrass yourself with how bad you are. And I don't know. I think I can tell that I didn't play this as well as I should have, and I don't think white did either. I think, well, it's complicated. But certainly I should be reviewing something around this. Redmond Sensei, Michael Redmond, tells me to I'm trying to remember the phrasing, but it's something like fix one mistake every game and gradually you'll improve. Well, that second part's the implication anyways. Okay. Can I actually capture this? That would be a thing. It seems maybe not. Well, I shouldn't be giving an I, certainly. Okay. Now this is... How many liberties are here? And how many liberties can black get? Now here's 1, 2, say 3, 4 external liberties. If white takes that, black has to connect here. So say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is it really 3, though? Yeah, I should be calculating here. Because maybe I can win a semi. I think I can win this semi if I've counted the liberties properly and nothing else happens that would that I'm not accounting for. How to destroy the liberty. Now this is 3 white. Does that actually increase white's liberties? Now if white gets an I, obviously that would be no good, because then I'd have to fill in the internal liberties and I'd lose. So maybe that is actually an extra liberty there. Because this is 3 wide. Well, this move certainly has to be responded to, though. If white doesn't want to lose these stones, so I suppose I can at least get. Well, if that happens, then that would also fill in liberty. I think this is fine. What was white moved here? In any case, even if I trade these for this, it's probably okay enough to, well, to not be out of the game immediately, certainly. And then okay. That 1. I'm pointing with my fingers because I only have one cursor, and I'm really trying to read this out. 1, 2, 3. Certainly, I can at least solidify this, even if I lose the semi here. But I think I'm winning. that becomes a liberty, doesn't it? Maybe that, oh, Is white winning this semi? Now, certainly white can't ignore this move, right? I wonder also if there could be a Seki here. What would be the conditions? There's one space here. Suppose there's one space there. Well, if I get a Seki, well, if I get a Seki, it's good enough if I take this. Now, maybe it's good enough without, because I made this fine here and then, don't know. Now, rarely white's a bit lower. My opponent's lower on time than I am. Okay, let's see. If I connect this, because say I have to connect it anyways, let's see. If I play here and say white takes, da, 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 and that side, wait. Can I play J19 here? Does that work? If I do this and then that, then say 1. Well, that then white escapes, or if that's 1, that's filling an internal liberty. Well, oh, okay. I think actually this is fine. It's filling an internal liberty. So actually this is 2 liberties, isn't it? Because well, actually this is 1 liberty. No, if white plays here, then that's 1 liberty with this internal liberty filled. Is there going to be a ko involved in this semi? There might be. Okay, so this is actually 2 liberties here. 1, 2. This is 1. Say that's 1. So I think black's winning this. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yep, okay. This 1, 2. Okay. Well, white definitely got the outside here. But this feels really big for me. I think this is really big, and these stones are still weak. So Now, there's no reason for white not to play this, right? Because I can't just not take. Yeah. Now, white's playing out here, and that's, well, that's to be expected here. This would be a big move like that, huh? Now, one thing could be white wants to make me take this in tempo by, or take this by having this group be weak. Well, these stones, I don't actually need to survive with them outside. I just need to attack these and then, right, because I can take this at some point, which means fundamentally I want to try to attack these and at least until it's no longer sente, right? If, well, if I can get a position where I can just leave in sente. Well, the idea would be to attack these and gain profit, right? Well, maybe this one is okay. Is this one fine? Now, if I play here, that's sort of, it looks sort of, I think this was the move that's often a follow-up for this Driseki. I think. Can I just capture this? Can I think this is, if I just go here and then get out, and then I think this is okay. Like it can connect underneath or underneath like that. This should be fine, right? Like, I should be able to just... What move is it right now? 7. Oh, there aren't the numbers because there's no analysis board. This one would be maybe not work. This one, I think. Now let's see. Supposing I take this, white's territory, well, let's see. White's got thickness here, and so a few points, some points, probably. Now here's a side that can be developed. Now, in order to have enough points at the end of the game, white would need to develop a big center, right? So, can I play here? Does that work? Well, there's not enough space for two eyes here. Anyways, as long as, basically as long as this is just fine. So this should be just fine, right? Now this stone, I wonder at what point it becomes weak. Is there anything for white to do here? Can white make, let's see. I need to look for white making eyes in this manner. Okay. If I cut here, does my corner get into trouble at all there? If I do this, and then can I? There's still this as well, right? I can, and if white wants to cut, I say, go ahead, be my guest. So maybe white there after something like this. I'm running short on time. We're both short on time here. Yeah, okay, sure. You want to try that? Be my guest. Let's see, if I do this and then that is still okay for black, right? So if I just do this, well, I want to not have that be captured, right? So this one, I believe, now with this, as this stands, white's would have trouble keeping me out of here. Now probably the best white can get is getting something sort of nice down here. But it's, I don't think it's going to matter. Now this is, if I'm calculating this, say, then well, with A12, that's not an I. So actually, I think maybe that wasn't ever a problem, right? Okay. Uh, uh, what else should I prepare to think about? Maybe plays against here or something I should think about. Well, the worst thing would be to use use up all my time trying to think of something and then have some other complicated thing break out and then I lose a bunch. So I should try to play simply and solidly because this is definitely big. Yeah, let's approach over here. Maybe this one makes sense. This is fine, sure. I'll make more territory. I think even with some tries by white over here, I think I can still make something of that. Okay, now this, well, now this attachment is good for black, right? It would be a little weird to do something like that, right? So this should be fine. Well, I wonder if if there's any way that conceding something over here can make a strong attack against white stones in the lower right. But I think black should be able to be really solid here. And okay. I'm trying to remember if there was these kinds of double peeps can happen sometimes. Another thing I want to learn is what sort of methods are good to use against those. Now, can I even do this? Is that a thing? What would... Well, okay. There are a few things. This is not necessarily strong yet. Maybe this sort of play. And then this is... let's try this one. Again, I need to not spend all of my time, and also I should play solidly enough that... Okay, now this, I think that was a good move. Because now this is at least a little bit with this stone. I think the second one makes it at least a little bit of a hassle for white to deal with. And now if white peeps here, maybe I play this one. Okay, white jumps. So I think white needs... I think this is probably good. I think it's better than just crawling here. This would be good for black, obviously. What's the proper way to attack these? Now, maybe I'd like to do this and, well, probably not up more, but there's, what's the way to attack those? I wonder if this sort of attachment would be a thing. Huh. Well, that's interesting. That certainly isn't something I expected. So I think this is good for black. And then maybe I can even play like that. It looks possible. And maybe, yeah, I guess watch out for cutting points. I think I'm not going to bother too hard with another ko. That would just make things complicated, right? So is this attachment fine? Now suppose I play under here. That's one thing. Now this attachment is another idea. Let's make this attachment. Okay, that. Well, jumping out is, I'm sure it's reasonable. Can I peep from this side? That would be something. Suppose I played under here. This is, again, I need to not think too hard. Let's play this. And then this cut would be, so this, I think that cut would be rough for white. So I think white definitely wants a local response. Is my connection, can I get into trouble with that later? Okay. Let's just play this. And this, well, that's territory. I can still try going under, maybe. There's still some weakness here. I could try a peep from this side if I want to be bold. Well, that's connected. I'm just going to try to go in. I wonder if this one's, I don't know. I'll just sort of see how I can reduce white, and white just won't have enough territory. Basically, that's how it's gonna go, eh?
Oyomi.
Okay. Also, if I place something over here, I can threaten to pincer that. And this is still, maybe it's still an option.
10, 9,
Let's try this one. Now this is sort of loose here. I wonder if, well, this shape here is very stable, right? So basically, if white tries to break black up, white is also potentially getting into trouble here, eh? Now, I'll try this pincer. I'll try to look in from both sides, maybe. Can I do that? Is that viable here? Because that would be just great.
10, 9, 8.
Let's connect. Let's avoid any trouble. Let's maybe try this one. That would be... I can try to do stuff down here. Let's do this. Now, does this affect... how black can play here? Now, if I do this, maybe this group would need to make sure it's connected up.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Let's play this. Maybe it's a bad idea, but I'll...
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Let's play this one. Well, I'll see what kind of trouble I can make. Yeah, okay. Harris submitting move. Yeah. Oh, okay. Refresh. go
Toyomi.
here. Ah, the sounds were weird there. Something was a little up with a little... Huh. Let's try this one. Well, cutting here certainly feels good. These can, it's not like these are out of danger necessarily. So and maybe this wasn't the best way to go about this. I don't think it'll matter. I think this fight was way too big still. Okay, there's that. Okay. Let's go here. Let's just connect this. Yeah, just pushing through here is going to be... It's going to... White's going to suffer a little bit here, I think. There's still that white can take, I suppose. Well, anyways. There's... Okay, yep. Okay. Takes. Now, maybe... Yeah, okay. Well, that's just fine. I don't mind losing a little bit there. Basically, I've reduced the entire... Yeah, it's... Maybe this one's bigger.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Let's see.
1. 4 periods left.
Well, this is... It is something that white wants to connect there. And then if that and that... Okay, I think this is just fine. I think... Yeah. I'll try to see if I can do anything there, because that would be really cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that. Let's see.
10, 9, 8,
Let's
7,
play.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Let's play here. And then I can see about maybe I can make something happen here that would be really rude. Yeah, let's
10,
let's try something here. Wait, if I do that and then
9, 8, 7,
let's do this one. If I do that, that gets yeah, okay. I don't know if I'm getting anything really
10,
cool to happen over
9,
here.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Let's see. I wonder if I could. This seems really unlikely to get me anything, but I don't think I'm losing anything. So, I do think it's all stuff that white needs to respond to. Now, can I threaten this group in any meaningful way here? Well, I can certainly make this solid. I guess that's something. Uh, let's see.
10, 9, 8.
Maybe this isn't. Maybe it's. Let's see. Can I do this? Is that a thing?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Probably. I totally didn't even pay attention that I whatever. But I should maybe connect that. Yeah, pulling back here. Moikai. Let's say
10, 9,
Moikai. All right, well, that's according to my desires in terms of, well, I'll connect this and I just realized with that, white can connect that. So that was not accurate of me, was it? Yeah. I guess I'll play this and, well, it's fine. It's not like I'm in trouble necessarily. Is there any way to...
10, 9,
I don't know.
8,
Let's just
7, 6.
Let's just play here. It's fine. And then this isn't... That's like that right now. Is that... Can I... Well, if white doesn't respond, I get that at least, so... Yeah. Here. Now is this one, or should it be this one? This one. This would be Sente, and maybe even, actually, I think maybe even that's Sente if... Okay. Or is it? Well, that would be like that. This would...
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
I
2.
think this is indeed bigger. All right. Yeah. Would this be...
10, 9,
it's fine. Yeah, doesn't matter too much. Oh, that would have been Sente, wouldn't it? Because then there's a double. Yeah, okay. Well, again, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, okay. Anything else? Here maybe. Hmm. I think that's it. Oh, there is that. Well, I'll just allow white to have that. I think I'm winning. I don't think there's...
pass. Remove the dead stones.
Yeah, okay.
You have won.
And review time. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, well that's fine after all. It likes approaching immediately. Okay. Okay. Extending there. Okay. Well, this is fine. Oh yeah, pincering makes sense. Of course. I think maybe when I do stuff like this, I don't necessarily know how to play. But pincering's just fine, so just... And then I I can at least... Maybe it's easier to play. Well, anyways, that's fine. Yeah, once K18. J18 is something of a mistake. Now, what kind of follow-up does it like? It likes a ko, because of course we're going to make things complicated. Right. Wait. This one... Okay. Well, anyways. Keeps fine. That's okay enough. Okay, yeah, now it wants me to do that. Yeah, that was oh, interesting. Hmm. Does like connecting a bit better, but that's fine. It does actually like this. And it wants me to play this. And then this sort of thing's just fine. Then things get more difficult. Okay. But it's this shape that is interesting. Well, basically it's not sacrificing these, and so it's for the fighting it wants this. Then this. Yeah, white needs to get out here. Takes. And then from there. Yeah, white needs to get out there. Minus 11. Okay, let's see the line from here. Black wins semi. Okay. Then from here, if this one descend once, and there's this tombstone shape. Ah, the tombstone. Ah, tombstone. Well, see, I never would have seen that. But maybe. Okay, that's the one thing I want to focus on. That tombstone thing. Now, what about this one? Then, well, that's obviously no good. Also likes this one. This one is, well, it's also tombstone shape. So, well, it's mostly tombstone shape. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Now let's go through the rest of the game. Wants connecting here. What are these doing? Huh? I guess, I'm not sure why these are suggested. But I guess what these do is essentially they're just potential co-threats later, so doing this loses some some potential co-threats. Well, it would be big co-threats, right? So, well, anyways. Okay. Minus 12. This side, the right side's bigger apparently, but I'll not worry about that. Mistake. Yeah, just give that up already. So, this one. Yeah, do this thing already. I want to go back over here and see what this looks like. Okay. Okay. Well, this sort of thing. Okay, that's interesting. So, yeah, interesting. This sort of thing. Okay. Right. The AI is screaming that the bottom left corner's important now. So, I don't really know how to judge those moves. Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. This one ended up not working as well as well, it didn't do what I wanted it to. So, eh. Yeah, now this sort of thing. When would it, I'm not going to go too deep into this. That's a little odd, but okay. Well, there were better ways to do this sort of thing. Suppose, what happens if that sort of thing? Oh, okay. G1. Hey, that's an idea. Fancy. Okay. Yeah, forgetting that. Now, apparently that was not the best. Okay, well, anyways. Yeah, that's actually quite a few points, isn't it? Right. Yep, there. Yeah. Yeah, and that's still bigger. Okay. Well, anyways. This one, huh? I'm not quite sure I get it, but that's just fine. And it wants me to make co-threads, but don't really care. Okay. But yeah, this one. This shape. All right, that's it for the stream. Thanks for watching.